Hello everybody, welcome back to the updated Mr. Magpie's Harmless card game. I think it's much more difficult now that a lot of the things have changed, but it might just be my my biases from the methods I used to play in the old build, or perhaps I just got unlucky once. We will see in time. So there is one Jerry adjacent to eyes. That is one of those two cards. Let's start here because it's a single card, which means we'll definitely get money out of stacked cash. Of course. Alright, multiplier early is nice. There are two Jerrys in the corners of the board. So that's one, that's two, that's three. So there's one among these 5 cards, or 4 cards even. There's one more money card to find. We can do that at no risk of ourselves. Okay, this now is worth finding because it's worth $4 to us. Basically, we know that there is one money card and one hint card. We know that one of the corners is a Jerry, and one of these guys is a Jerry. That has to be a Jerry, because we need 4 Jerrys. There's one there, there's one here, there's one there. This guy's a Jerry. So there's the money card. That's a Jerry, and one of these is a hint that we don't need to find, so we can stop our day now. Even with one shield spare, there is no benefit. Actually, I lie. There is a benefit to doing this. We get 4 extra money out of stacked cash for no health implications. Right, we can afford a $2 card. Salad, when you sell this, flip 1 pill, 1 money, and 1 hint. Theology Initiation. Clock out, gain money for each other theology perk. Currently nothing. Contacts. Parks and cards count eye cards as all types, including Jerry. I don't want to... Oh, perks, not parks. Perks and cards count eye cards as all types. Doesn't really help me. I think I'm going to take this for 10. Reroll for 1. See what we can do with 20. Nothing. Alright, let's look for something in the 5 to 10 range. When you flip a hint in a corner, give it a sticker. Early, that's not bad. The first time you gain more than 100, make more money. Well, we're not going to do that anytime soon. So we'll save $13 and go out again. I'll take that for 2. Just read that again. Temporary, when used in a round removed from the deck, flips an adjacent non-Jerry card. Exactly 4 columns have Jerrys. Alright, this is a non-Jerry card. That's not to say that this will be a Jerry card, but could be. That's bad. We want to find those big money cards after we found all of our multipliers. There is 0 Jerrys adjacent to this card. Let's open that. That's a shame. There's 1 Jerry. Right, 1 multiplier card and 2 money cards left. We're not going to be able to find a hint in a corner because there are no corners left to find. So we've got 4 columns and 3 Jerrys to find. The largest group of Jerrys is 2. So that has to be that, because it can't be these because exactly 4 columns have Jerrys. We've seen the 3 money card, the 2 money card. That's 1, 2, 3. So one of these is Jerry, one of these is a pill. Finding... I suspect this is the Jerry because this chose that card instead of this card, which is like the only extra piece of information I have. We could gamble on this for stacked cash, but we risk losing health that we don't need to risk right now for a very small amount of money, so... We could have, yeah, we could have done that, but I'm fine with my decision. Self-directed. Management common. When you flip a Jerry, flip a random money. Clock in. Double the sell value of the rightmost perk and sell it. Auto cash. When you automate, gain money. None of it's great. We're going to automate our hints if we can find them in corners soon. $29. At the start of round, gain 1x for each L in the names of the perks you own. Clock in, gain 1x, then permanently increase this by 1 if your deck is full. That's interesting. That might be something to aspire to early. Because we get the 1x no matter what. So now we just need to find 6 cards. One of the rows has no Jerrys. I'll give you one guess. There are 2 Jerrys in the corners. There's 1 Jerry in this column. So there's 1 Jerry here. We've resolved that. There is 1 Jerry here. Because there are 2 Jerrys in corners. One of them is there, one of them is there. The other 2 are among these cards. I do want to risk looking in the corners, because if we find hints there... Actually, there are no hints left. So we can't get stickers on these hints right now with hidden info. Valid. Good. Multiplier early. That's a Jerry. That's not bad. Okay. Safe, 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 safe. No shields left. There's 1 money card. So one of these is a money and a Jerry. One of these is a malt and a Jerry. We have $52. There are 2 Jerrys in the corners. This column has 1 Jerry. There's nothing else I can do to discern other than guessing. Oh, we got lucky. So I want to fill this out now. These are not great cards to do so with. When you complete a column, flip a random money. When an eye opens, reactivate adjacent cards. When you flip a money on the left half of the board, reactivate it. Right, we'll grab that and that. Now we're down to 5 cards needed for this. I could take another eye, but there's not much reason for me to do so. Check out game money for each other finance perk. That's not bad. Okay, we want to get to a full deck as soon as we can for capacity. 1 row. Each row has at least 1 Jerry. I should play the right-hand side of the board first. I was hoping for hints in corners. We found none. That's a Jerry. That's a Jerry. Oh my god. Right, well we know that's safe. And these are safe. Because each row has at least 1 Jerry in it. There are more Jerrys to the right than to the left. So this is safe, this is safe. What? Oh, it's all 4 to the right. Dummy. Well, we cleared $100. We get 20 from that. 19 cards of 24. We can do 10, 10, 10. Break room. creepy hand. That refills the shop, which we can now refill. Money reactivator. Alright, we now have a full deck, so this multiplier is going to keep increasing. When you flip a pill, all perks gain $1 of sell value. When you flip money, gain $2 of sell value. I would really like hidden info to proc a bit, but we're going to get more money if we do this. So that gained 1 and then increased it to 2. Then next time we'll gain 2 and increase it to 3. So by the time we get to here, it will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is not bad going. There's 1 Jerry adjacent to this card. When you flip a pill, all perks gain $1 of sell value. That's a Jerry. Finding all of our money early, which is... oh my god. There's 1 Jerry adjacent to that, so we can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards free here. There's 1 Jerry in this row. We found it already. That's nice. Love that. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. And that's the 4th Jerry. $230. I would love a global reactivator. To take it, we need to remove something from the deck. Where is that? There it is. 230. We can shred something for $30. I'm inclined to shred the eye that is not doing anything for us. And then global reactivator reactivates all cards. When activated, apply effect twice. That's just about the best thing I think we can put into the deck. Should we break room again? Not yet. There are 0 Jerrys in the corners of the board. Great. Finding an upsetting amount of money early here. Oh no, I can't guess. That's such a bad round. Why does he look like Lenny from The Simpsons? Maybe it's just me. We have a 2 in 5, 10, 2 in 13 chance to find him. Or to find Jerry, and if we do, it's a real bad time. $67. I think I'm going to get rid of one of these hints. And take... do I want the money or do I want this? I'll take that. And then we'll do this. That gets bigger. I would love the pill instead of something else. But what? Possibly one of these $1 cards. And then we hope this goes well. Yeah, the bomb's real close now. We're at 5x on this. Or 1 plus 4 then becomes 5. No Jerrys are adjacent to each other. Wow. Can I find any of my clues ever? We need more of that in prime times. Hopefully, our left hands pointing right are looking at this. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to this card. Oh, God. No Jerrys are adjacent to each other. There are 2 Jerrys in the corners of the board. We already knew that. $303. There is 1 Jerry in 4, 7, 8, 9. I'd really like to get this to trigger again if I could. There are 2 Jerrys in the corners of the board. This is free and safe. That's what I'm talking about. Finally, someone can afford that stupid elevator. Probably doesn't work anymore anyway. Alright, these things are banned. We have accrued 2 time, 3 time. Nice. We'll clock in for Tuesday. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. Let's start filling out these columns for the stat cash money. Exactly 4 columns have Jerrys. 1, 2... Likely 3 and 4, mathematically. Of course, math hates me. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to this card. There's 2 money cards left. Alright, our health is down. When you flip up all non-Jerrys, gain a bunch of money. When you complete a row, reactivate that row. This is hard because you have to click the Jerry to get it to, like, finish if there's a Jerry in the row. When you sell this perk, flip all pills. Sorry, the door knocked. We have $43. When you sell this perk, flip all pills. That's good, like, late game when your money's worth a lot more to you, I think. I would love one of these again. I'd have to sell this to buy it. Is that worth it to me? No, I think this is worth it to me. Start sticker. Deal face up immediately. When activated, apply effect twice. You don't have an effect. When you flip up all non-Jerrys, get a bunch of money. I'm going to buy that because I'm going to go into the break room in a second. When you flip your last money, reactivate it. When you complete a row, your perks gain 10 sell value. Can't afford that. Clock out, gain money for every other theology perk. When you flip a pill, all perks gain $1 of sell value. When you sell this, flip all hints. When you flip a Jerry, flip a random money. Give me that and that. Get me in here. $28. It's not an insignificant amount of money, honestly. Clock out, gain money, then permanently increase this by money if you're poor. Interesting. Oh, that's at the end of the round, though. I want to be rich at the end of the round. Good. Possibly not even good in the break room, depending on your build. When you flip a lonely money, reactivate it. Alright, I'll grab that. And that. And that. And hope that does us better. There are 0 Jerrys in the corners of the board. One of the rows has no Jerrys. I wonder which. Okay. Done, done. We still have stacked cash, so we can get benefits from certain columns. There's one Jerry adjacent to this card. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's not great odds. But finding the money cards now at 6x is probably worthwhile. So it's one of these and one of those is all the information we have. This lets us get a stack, as does this. Alright, $121 is something. Give me this and this. We'll fortune cookie in the next round. I honestly forgot it was there this round. When you automate, promote that card. We don't have anything to automate apart from a hint. When you activate an R&D perk, activate it twice. That doesn't help us either. Start sticker. After cards are dealt, flip me up. Reactivate all multiplier cards. Doesn't really help. Gain 1x for each perk with 7 or less letters in the name. Intern would count, as would brevity in itself. Is there two things worth getting rid of? Alright, we'll stop there. That takes us to 3x immediately. 3 columns have Jerry's. Oh, I should do this. There are 0 Jerry's adjacent. There are 2 in this row. 0 adjacent to this. The largest group is 2. So 2 of them are up here. Means one of them is down here. And one of them must be in here, I think. That's good. Okay, huge multipliers ahead of actually finding most of our money cards. The $3 card's worth at least 24 to us right now. That's very good. How are you doing? Fine. There's 2 here. Exactly 3 columns have Jerry's, so it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. So I think this is a Jerry, unless... No, yeah, this is a Jerry. Then this is a Jerry, this is a Jerry. No. Yes. There are 2 Jerrys in this row. Has to be 2 of these. Exactly 3 columns have Jerry's. No. So... one of these is going to have a Jerry. That's the second column. And then one other card is the third column. The largest groups of Jerrys is 2, so I suspect that's the other one. The 1, 2... Nice. Huh. Oh. 1, 2... Exactly 3 columns have Jerry's. 1, 2... Is that? What? Oh, this is safe. How did I screw that up? Don't know. We got a bunch of money, though. As ever, this is one of the best cards that we can hope for. We also have an empty spot. Something with less than 7 letters would be ideal. Let's go burn something out of here. $99. I'm going to shred one of the $1 cards. And I'm going to shred another $1 card to buy this one. And I'd really like to find anything with a 7-character name or less. Salad. So you really want to sell it. Nest egg is 7. Doesn't count the space as a character in the center. Clock in, gain the value. So we could sell this and still get the value from it during the round. Do I want to break room? Yes. I can't afford another one of these unless I sell something. I'd like both, which would be $139. That's too much to sell. What to get rid of? We shred the eye. We don't use. I'd have to pay. I'd have to pay 30 to shred. $51. 79. Oh, it's not enough. I'm short. All right. A minor pivot. Clock in, flip a random money. All right, we're on 7x thanks to brevity, which is not bad going. There is one Jerry in the corners. This is also contributing to our multiplier, not just brevity. That's a shame. I'm going to take the rest of these. The large group of Jerrys is 2. There are 2 Jerrys in this row. Because if we get the global reactivator, I want these to be as effective as possible. There's 1 in the corners. There's 2 in this row. So the middle row is looking pretty safe. Exactly 3 columns have Jerrys. Hello. Okay. This column's probably got 2. There's 5 pills out here. And no money. But there is a global reactivator that we should hunt for. Especially with this multiplier going. 3 columns have Jerrys. There's 1 Jerry in the corners of the board. The largest group of Jerrys is 2. If the largest group of Jerrys is 2, it would have to be either this or this, because there's nowhere for 2 other Jerrys to exist. So this is safe. There are 2 Jerrys in this row. Probably the corner and 1 other. Exactly 3 columns have Jerrys. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Largest group is 2. That's got to be this, which means this has to be safe. Now we just need to find our global multiplier among these 3 cards. There is 1 Jerry in the corner of the board. We know that. The largest group of 2, we know that. There are 2 Jerrys in this row. One of these, that's a Jerry. 3 columns have it, 1, 2. So it's one of these 2. We have 1 shield. But that's why we wanted to hunt this down so badly, even though our money cards were all already spent. We've got 3 days. Do we just try and do that again with our brevity-based basics? When an eye opens, gain money. We don't have any eyes. I think we're going to be okay. 666 in cash right now. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to this card. There are 0 Jerrys in the corners of the board. Exactly 2 columns have Jerrys. Shame to find that so early, but it did give us a lot of multiplier. And their other pointing ones are still around. Exactly 2 columns have Jerrys, so it's either a 3 and a 1 or 2 2s. It's a 3 and a 1. So once we find... Okay, so if it's a 3 and a 1, then it's not that. The largest group of Jerrys is 3. It's not these. It's got to be this column. Because exactly 2 columns have Jerrys. That's 1 column. We need 3 more Jerrys. It's those. So now we just get to click around at our leisure. That pushes us to 913. $932. We can't sell enough to get to $9.99 right now, which is a shame. We can't go to the room either, so I think we just do this. And we're almost certainly going to be fine. Almost. No guarantees. There are 2 Jerrys in this row, so we can just play all of the top 2 rows and know we're not going to get hurt. There you go. That's all we needed. We could have hunted for this, but there was no need to. Alright, maybe the game's not harder. Maybe I just had a really bad run the first time we played. We don't quite get our promotion, but maybe we can through Wednesday. Oh, we start with a loan accruing 20% interest. Goody. Each row has at least 1 Jerry. Nice. Very lucky. There are 0 Jerrys in this column. There's 1 money card left to find. We found it. There's a hint and 3 Jerrys, so we'll stop. I could spend 36 of my money to get rid of this now before it gets more expensive. Clock in at start of round. Clock in, accrue 20% interest, so another -7. It's more than I like. Right, $53. We still have our health. Flip a random money. No, that's bad. We want the money to come after our mult is up. When you flip a money, flip its whole group. Also, no, because I don't want to get all the money prematurely. And churn doesn't really help us. Clock out, gain money equal to your multiplier. That doesn't seem worth 99. When our multiplier is going to be like, what, 10, 12 maybe, on like a really, really good day? When you sell this perk, flip all hints. That'll be nice. When you flip a hint in the corner, could work out. Let's buy this hint to increase our odds. When you flip a Jerry, flip a non-Jerry card below it. Clock out, gain money for each other theology perk. Give me one of these. Clock out, gain money for each face-up sticker. Clock in, flip a hint. We're already going to do that with our fortune cookie. When you complete a row, flip all pills. We'll try. Oh, the loan. I entirely forgot about the loan. There's one Jerry adjacent to this card. Let's flip all of our hints. Damn. Nothing in the corners. One Jerry in the corner. Each row has at least one Jerry. Exactly 3 columns have Jerrys. So one adjacent to that card, one in a corner. So let's start flipping other stuff. That's a Jerry. That's a Jerry. 3 columns have Jerrys. There's one Jerry in the corners. So it's going to be one of the corners and this guy. Because we have 2 columns already. I should have picked a corner, because then I could have disambiguated the other card. It's a $1 card worth $4 to me. I think I pass. After flipping all dealt pills, gain 3x. After flipping all money, gain more money. Give me this. Give me that. When you complete a row, flip all pills. Can't get rid of this now either. Right, we should complete a row. Yeah, I see a creepy hand. One Jerry adjacent to this card. There's one Jerry in the corners. Right, that flipped that for free, and we got 3 extra because of Pawn of Pills. There's one Jerry adjacent to this. There's one Jerry in the corners. Eyes open. There's one Jerry adjacent to eyes. One next to this, one in corners. So that's free, that's free, that's free. There's one here, one there, one in the corners. And that means that this is our best odds. Exactly 3 columns have Jerry's, which means it's those 2 and one of the corners. He was wrong. Oh, it must be that one. And one of the corners. $8. It would mean we could buy a 100 cost thing, but we could sell something to make room for that 100 cost thing, so... Oh, it was the $3 card. I might have hunted that down if I'd remembered. Speaking of $100 things... That ain't cheap, but usually worth it. This is getting worse and worse and worse, because of course it is. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to this card. Why? RNG. Being a butt. Oh my god! No Jerrys are adjacent to each other. That was a mediocre one of those. No money left. No reason to stay. It's a bad round. Reactivate all malt cards. $2 card. When you flip a pill, flip its whole group. Love that. Alright, we are halfway through our Wednesday and we have not got anything big going yet. This is now 74 money. And that interest is really clocking in. Why do you forsake me, game? Oh, I'm so annoyed. 0 Jerry's adjacent to this card. 1 Jerry in this row. Oh my god. Why? So bad. Such bad RNG. Wait, what? I biffed it. I thought there was one adjacent to one of the cards, so we had counted up how many there could be. I'm bad. I'm sorry. For now, thank you ever so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Game needs a review board button. There you go. That would help.